What up YouTube, Topaz Jace back for another review, man, and this one is to that Drake Duppy Freestyle, man. And bruh, Drake is seriously in contention for being one of the greatest commercialized rapper beef battler that has ever done it, you dig? And that's up there with Nas for what he did with Ether and all of that. That's up there with KRS-One. That's up there with all of them, man. Because when Drake's career is all said and done, man, people are going to look back at, say, Back to Back, and they're going to look at this like these were key moments in his career, even though he was selling #1 record after #1 record and dominated for quite some time. Now, when you compare the two, man, I feel as though Back to Back is the far superior song, but yet this Duppy Freestyle has the better lyrics, man, because Back to Back, it was not only catchy, it was overtly just a single on top of everything, but yet there was potent bars in it. While on this one, the bars have so many different levels, man. Like, people have been researching it and finding the actual evidence of everything that he's talking about, and it's all facts. But if we're going to talk about this, man, then we definitely got to talk about the whole history of this, because they have been going back and forth for quite some time, dating back to Exodus, as this Duppy Freestyle is a 24-hour reaction to Infrared, which was dropped off of the Daytona album that Pusha T dropped, man. Where on that Infrared track, what Pusha T did was a direct comparison to Drake to Donald Trump and such, because Donald Trump's rise to being in the presidency and all of that is all but attributed to the Russians backing him. And he's saying that's exactly like what Drake has done, where his rise is tied to ghostwriters like Quentin Miller that's behind him, in which I enjoyed that bar. But Drake goes in and definitely talks about that specifically. How he's saying, okay, how are you mad at me for this when Kanye West, the guy that you'll never say anything negative to, the guy that you are assigned to, he does the same exact thing. It's also kind of suspicious when you look at the writer's credits for that Infrared track, where there's a bunch of names in there. Like, and am I saying that guys like Jay-Z and all that help Pusha T write his bars? No, but it's kind of not the right thing to do, to have other people writing your track where you're overtly dissing somebody for having writing that's on the track. But Drake also puts some logic behind it that I've been saying for quite some time. Like, I do not mind the ghostwriting because it provides opportunities. Like Drake said that he overtly helped Quentin Miller build up some notoriety. Another super dope punchline that he had on this, man, is saying, okay, why am I mad at you, man, when you are older than all of the people that you are running behind? Which, these are facts. Look it up. He's older than Kanye. He's older than pretty much all these people on the label. And then he also somewhat doubled downs on it, saying that you're not even top 5 on your label when it comes to skill set. Then he got a bunch of bars in here where he's questioning Pusha T, especially when it comes to his drug dealing background, as many people have done before in the past. Now, these bars weren't amazing, you did, especially the one where he's saying, okay, you rapping like you were selling drugs and stuff with Escobar in the 80s, but yet in this day and age of memes where people are taking things and running with it in comedic purposes, people have taken that bar and done this. Now, that legitimately makes that bar that much funnier. And also how Drake overtly just dismisses it all away, pretty much saying, yeah, you ain't really did anything like this, man, but yet it's okay. There's a lot of rappers that's like you out here that does that. Like, that was pretty hurtful right there too. But really the thing that takes the cake is when he said that he's going to send him an invoice, and he really did that. Like, that's not even like a great punchline on the track, but yet the way he did it was a continuation of the track, as he sent this invoice of $100,000 for reinvigorating his career and for promotional services rendered and such, man. Now that ultimately may end Pusha T's career right there, especially seeing as though still to this day Pusha T hasn't responded at all. He's doing all but what Meek Mill did, and that was not a good look for Meek Mill. Overtly, man, people need to stop playing with Drake, and you should give him the props where it's due. Whether you like him or hate him, He's been dismantling these people that you consider to have overmatched him lyrically for some time. Because let's not forget, people thought that Meek Mill was that much better than Drake when the whole thing popped off. And then everybody's mindset changed when Back to Back came out. And now, when it comes to Pusha T, it might have the same results. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.